In this video, we are going to speak about the heart and how the heart is so wise, and when we bring it into an openness, we can really serve us and bring us into our highest point of our own evolution. My name is Kobi and I'm from the Vagabond Temple. We are yoga, meditation and healing school, and this is part of our method. So why the heart is so important? The heart is actually having the qualities that will bring us into a complete surrender in the spiritual path, where we are actually not thinking so much, we are actually knowing. It's not a knowledge that comes from the mind, it's actually an understanding of reality. When we look at someone, when we just meet someone for the first time, we already know few things about this person without having any thinking process about it. We just know it. And we love someone. It doesn't have to have a reason. We just know it. We have this knowledge in our heart. And we want to work on the heart because the heart can actually lead us in our life. It can bring us the right motivation to life. It can bring us into the highest point that we can ever reach to. The first thing that we want to understand about the heart is that the heart brings generosity and kindness. Generosity and kindness is actually our religion. When the Dalai Lama was asked, "What is your religion?" he said, "My religion is kindness." This thing was entering into my heart and really penetrated into the most sacred point in me. It says that when you say things from your own heart, it's actually penetrating to other people's point in their heart. So when I heard this sentence from the Dalai Lama, I realized this is an amazing teachings. Just this sentence encapsulates the whole spiritual method. We understand that it's not important just to sit in meditation or to sing some mantra or to be in a headstand or something like that. This is not the essence of a spiritual practice. All of these things are actually serving us and bringing us into the point where we can be kind, where we can love, we can unconditionally bring ourselves and be there for others, be with compassion and with joy at the same time. And when we speak about kindness, we don't want to think only about kindness to other people, because actually most of us are able to give loving kindness to others much more than we are able to give it to ourselves. But we actually need to love ourselves. If we will not love ourselves, we will not progress in our spiritual progress. We are not going to get anywhere if we are too hard on ourselves and if we are not accepting ourselves, and especially if we are not accepting the point in ourselves that we don't like, the point in ourselves that are painful. This point in ourselves need the care and love from ourselves, and we need to accept them and understand them and love them for our own liberation, for reaching into further on and moving away from these negative emotions. So our whole path is actually based on bringing ourselves into this position where we are loving ourselves. When we love ourselves, we bring ourselves into the next point in our spiritual progress. And then we can actually really truly love others. And this takes a practice. We cannot just suddenly love ourselves. We need to practice the whole method. We need to bring all these different components of the method into place and bring ourselves into balance, but also reflect so much and bring this attitude and meditation of loving kindness to each and every moment, to each and every part of our life, and to each and every person that we come across with. This is the true spiritual teachings that we can really follow and make our life to so much more expansive and so much more full of meaning. Obviously, after we reach to some kind of love towards ourselves, we can also start loving others in a much more genuine way. We can actually connect to them. As we know, the heart actually knows things, and it can actually connect to someone, be one with someone, feel the presence of the other person, and with loving kindness, we can actually affect each and every person that we have in our life. If we really come with this kind of generosity, with this kindness, with this unconditional love to one another, this can truly change the world. This can bring us into a much healthier state of our own life, of the whole world as well. And when we speak about the spiritual practice, it's actually the motivation of the spiritual practice. The motivation is to get into a place when we are not as selfish anymore. We understand that there is something more to it in life, that there are other people, and that we are part of the fabric of the universe. So what we need to do is to change the desire to receive for the self alone to the desire to receive in order to share. Instead of just receiving from the universe and thinking only about me, I actually elevate myself. I get so much more myself if I receive, but not just to keep it. I receive in order to share. This is the whole transformation that we are going to go through with the heart. And we are going to work our own emotions, going to work of how to behave to another person, and tools and different ways to bring ourselves to a situation where we are creating peace around us, we're creating love and kindness around us. In every part of the method, we are going to use on-spot practices and formal practices. In the heart, on-spot practices are really important because when we have a negative emotion, when we are upset or angry, anxious or depressed, what the most important tool will be to bring loving kindness and to bring radical acceptance to this moment, to bring nourishment into this moment and to wrap this moment with love. Then we can actually transform this moment and bring this moment into basically something that can really benefit us in our path. So on-spot practices, not only with ourselves, also with others. When we see someone, when we have negative feeling towards someone else, we can also bring these on-spot practices of the heart. We can even practice it in a train or in a public scene where we see people that we don't know and we send loving kindness towards them. We bring this thought into our mind. May this person will be loving. May this person will be loved. May this person will be happy and free of suffering. And just by doing that, we are creating a positive energy around us and we bring the tools of the heart to really into their peak. The other formal practices are really important as well, and we bring them into ourselves to really feel the wisdom of the heart, to feel how compassionate it is, and to feel how much it knows. When we really tap into the heart, we don't need anything else. The heart knows everything for us. It's such a blissful state, and if we just invest in the heart enough, it will happen by itself.